Secretary of State. Let me thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Appreciate your time. I understand you're a busy man, especially with all that's going on in the world. So I was just wondering if you could tell me a little bit about what DC is doing right now. What's the White House up to these days?
Well, it is re-election time, so obviously there's a focus there, but we are always working to improve the lives and the quality of life of the American people. So with the recent riots in Los Angeles, we're working on ways in order to reduce the tensions between what's going on between African Americans, Caucasians, and other ethnicity groups there. We're working on holding a forum for race relations, for talking about how we can all work together in this United States. Furthermore, because of the riots, there have been a lot of stores and buildings that have been had broken windows. There have been a lot of fires, so we're working on improving infrastructure in the area. Maybe working with other companies that can help finance these operations. So that's on the domestic side. Obviously, we are working on the economy right now, talking about how we can work with reducing the budget. Budget cuts instead of raising taxes for the American people, because George H.W. Bush, our president, does not lie to the American people, and when he said no new taxes, we mean it.
That's great. That's good to hear. I was wondering, though, I appreciate that, and I'm glad that you're addressing the race riots. I mean, obviously, that's a travesty. Anyone that's involved, especially the families out there, our prayers and our hearts go out to you, and we really do think that is one of the most important messages here at CNN. I was wondering, since you're the Secretary of State, and let's be honest, your domain is international affairs. You could tell us, starting off, just tell us a little bit about your opinion on what's going on in Serbia, because we've just heard that there's been some alleged genocide going on by the Socialist Party there. Now, these sources are, as it stands, from the BBC. We're doing our own investigation, but we'd like to hear what you have to say.
Yes. Well, obviously, foreign policy is one of our strongest points of this presidency. We have handled the situation in Iraq and Kuwait very well, and we've handled the situation in Panama very well. Also, so we do know how to deal with situations like this. For what is going on in Eastern Europe, there's a lot of ethnic violence because once the USSR, really disbanded, there's no control over these ethnic problems. Therefore, instead of going and immediately, helping one side or the other or giving aid, we believe by taking an objective stand and instead looking at the tracking of weapons in this area. When the USSR disbanded, there were hundreds of weapons that we were not able to track to where they went, and they all ended up in Eastern Europe. If we are able to have more transparency in the region, use our intelligence services to make sure that we prevent weapons from entering this area, then we can quell the increasement of violence and let this region handle its conflict first. If there is any increased mass genocide, then the United States will continue to respond. But right now, we are hoping that Croatia, Serbia, Slovenia, and Bosnia are able to handle their conflicts within themselves.
All right, last question.
Yes.
It's the preseason.
Yes.
Who are you rooting for? What's your team for football?
I'm saying the Bills again.
The Bills this year?
Yes.
All right, good answer. All right, Secretary of State, CNN, you stay classy, America.
Thank you.
Thank you.